Yo, juices. This is original juice, and I thought, you know what? Why not go back to basics with this YouTube thing? And I'll give you a bit of a insight as why I'm making this channel. Because really, a choice of making a channel that chooses dodgy content over slick, and then I don't know, all that kind of nonsense. It came on the back of this whole YouTube changing its algorithm thing. So I thought, you know what, let me start a channel from scratch and see what happens. Put content in it, try and put content daily and see what happens over the course of about, 6 months. See if it goes anywhere, see if it gets noticed, just as a pure thought experiment. And I'll tell you one of the reasons why I thought, let me do this. Because I keep hearing from various different places, various different people, how YouTube has become a job, and it's like they've forgotten why they made videos in the first place, which was to educate, to entertain, to inform, all those types of lovely things that are associated with broadcasting in, I don't know, the 60s and 50s. We've kind of forgotten that. YouTube's become a business. I kind of want to get away from that and do something different, share something a bit more personal and individual. Maybe you like this stuff, maybe you don't. So I'm going back to basics with just pure audio, throw a few pictures in, and then see how it goes. And if I like this, maybe the content will improve, maybe it won't. But at the same point, hey, what the hey, what you gotta lose? So I thought I'd make some stuff on it. But it all, as I said, come on the back of this whole movement at the moment. People are complaining about YouTube and about the fact that they have to get likes and comments and engagement because YouTube's algorithms have changed again and they haven't been told, and this whole thing, and it's become a job, it's a profession, and this whole, when they forget that YouTube isn't a community platform, it's a company. And maybe I'm incorrect with this, maybe I'm seeing this differently, but it's a platform that allows the free share of information. And I say free sharing information, sharing at a cost. Advertisers, it needs to generate income. So at the same point, it really made me quite, I don't know, maybe annoyed isn't too strong a word, irritated, frustrated, that people are complaining about the fact that they have a free platform to generate income. They have a new way of making a livelihood for themselves, and actually something's changed in it and they've got to figure out something. I know I've heard loads of content creators come up with, I've got staff to pay and bills to pay, and it's a bit like, what? Why is this the problem of the people watching your video? Why are you taking out your frustration on the people watching the video? It's not their fault that this has happened. It's not. You just have to tell them what they need to do. I'm not blaming anyone for having like a stream of consciousness, and it's almost this whining tone of content creators going, oh, I need to do something different, and I need to get you to like my videos, and I need to get you to just turn around to people and say, look, YouTube changing the algorithm, please like the videos, because that's how I get noticed. And I want to get noticed. That's why I'm on YouTube. I make content so people watch it or listen to it or interact with it. I'm not making content because I want to make it in a vacuum. I don't want to make it in a microcosm. The same way I'll say on the outset, I'm making content for people to watch it or listen to it and be engaged with it, maybe provoke a grain of thought. So, end of the day, we're all making content for people to engage with. Why are people on this moaning, whinging tone at the moment? Why are people doing that? It really bugs me because they don't need to. Just turn around and tell people what you need to do. We're all grown-ups, we're adults. If you need to make money, we understand. But just turn around and tell people. Do people feel that the audience needs that caveat? Maybe they do. Maybe I'm taking the audience for granted in terms of its maturity. Maybe it needs that kind of pandering tone. But I don't think we need to. You make content, you like it, you don't like it, you watch it, you do watch it, you listen to it, you don't. but you just tell people what you need. The same way, if you want to buy a newspaper, they turn around and say it costs 50p, it costs $2, it costs whatever, because they need that to keep going. It's supply and demand in a capitalist society. So at the end of the day, YouTube's currency is likes and subscriptions. It is what it is. That is your currency. That's why you get a plaque. Then you've got 1 million subscribers or 100,000 subscribers, because that's YouTube's currency. Cut long story short, it's not like it's a free platform. We're given a platform where we can post things with, that we want to, and that in a sense is quote unquote free, unrelated costs of how much it costs for you to power yourself, in food and electricity and internet, whatever. But essentially, YouTube wants content creators to put things on, but it wants content creators to create content that's engaging. Otherwise, it won't have any advertisers. People won't advertise on a platform that has content that people don't engage with, because how else do YouTube prove to its advertisers they're getting a return on investment? They can't, unless they have some way of proving to advertisers that they're actually getting people engaging with the content and they're not just turning off. I mean, I had a conversation with a friend of mine about this, where we talked about YouTube, and he said to me he watches ads on purpose because he knows that it's his way of providing to the content creators. Now, some people do Patreon. I do Patreon every now and again. I'm not a regular Patreon, but I do it. And I do that because I feel that gives something to the content creators. Now, you might say to me, well, what happens if no one watches the videos? Well, it's down to people's content creators to create content that people want to watch and engage with. Hence why I'm creating this experiment. Creating an experiment to see if it really is, YouTube is really glitz and glamour, or people will engage with material that isn't flashy, that isn't. It's just curious for me to see whether or not people will engage with the material and will interact with the material if it isn't all bells and whistles and it's not created by a YouTube studio somewhere, and it's not pandering to people. There's one thing I'm not going to do on this channel is do things that I wouldn't want to do. So that's kind of my, if you want to say, channel mission statement. This channel really is about content I want to see. Now, just be aware the content is going to be varied, because it's going to be whatever comes to mind. I just make the kind of promise that I'm just going to be regular with content in terms of delivering it and making it. Maybe it's also a labour of love for me to see if I can get back into the flow of creating content. I think in the beginning it's not going to be scripted, and the reason behind that is so actually I can keep regular in terms of creating things and posting things and putting things up there. So I'm not kind of going down that scripted route that you see most people do. And actually, to be honest, I quite like doing that. I mean, it makes the content more messy. It makes it more sound like a stream of consciousness, more unfocused, more cluttered. But at the same point, it makes it, to me, more real. And that is important. Maybe that's something that's important to me, that the content that I make is real. What do I mean by real? Honest. It's my honest thoughts and feelings, and when I did this the first time round, that's what I really enjoyed, especially for me. So it's content for you. It's a bit of an experiment, but also it's content for me, so that when I can look back on this again, as I look back on some of my early stuff, and it's good, but potentially my view's different. Hence why different name, different channel, different startup. We'll see where we go. So as I said, I'm going to create regular content in a very lo-fi, low-tech kind of way, and it probably will improve as time goes on. But that's the goal of this. So if you like it, then yeah, listen, watch. Probably, as I said, not in the beginning, going to be very visually stimulating. I don't know if that's going to be a detriment. I mean, maybe I'm only using 50% of the media or medium, and that's a conscious choice, just to see how it flows. I think one of the things I'm really conscious of is that maybe I won't have the time to do slicker videos, But at least I can invest time in the thought process and make sure that the stream of consciousness you get are as focused as they can be, but feel natural. Because at the end of the day, I don't want people to listen to this going, because I've heard so much stuff that's scripted, and that really annoys me. And then when you hear people unscripted and off the cuff, they sound like, you know, you can really tell the disconnect between that scripted persona and their unscripted persona, and that's where you get that messiness. And I think that's what a lot of people have done recently, especially when it's come to YouTube. They've been gone off script, and it sounds terrible. You just listen to this, you know, why am I hearing some whinging, moaning, you know, just rant about the fact that they're so aggrieved that they then have to do something differently, rather than just a reasonable request. I don't know. Maybe I'm falling foul of it. Who knows? Well, this is the first video, i.e. podcast, or i.e. bit of content, and we'll keep loading it and see how we go. Anyway, this is Original Juice saying chill and stay free.